From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is a severe weather alert.
Hey, good evening, folks. It's 8:14 here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center, taking a look at what we can expect here for the rest of this evening. I want to come back real quick and talk about this line that we've been watching here across the area. We got this new severe thunderstorm warning in, kind of an extension of this one that we've already seen in northeast Mississippi, northwest Alabama, now out into Lawrence County, Alabama, and far eastern portions of Lauderdale County. So all of Lauderdale County, all of Colbert County, and all of Franklin County are in this severe thunderstorm warning now. And of course, northeast Mississippi actually just saw that drop off there in Tishomingo County. All clear here. Still some thunder going on down there, south portions of Tishomingo County, but I'm not expecting severe conditions to still be ongoing right now. So what we're currently looking at is this line of storms here, and this little surge of storms to the south, that's moving northeast. This is moving east and slightly southeast, honestly really more east than anything else. We're kind of watching this combination of factors, perhaps leading to some gusty winds, and perhaps some hail in there as well. I'm going to hop over here to the radar. We're going to take a look and analyze the storm in a bit more detail. The primary threat so far, well, we have been watching the winds, right? So we have gotten a gust to 45 in Cherokee on one of our sensors here as that line moved through. That's elevated up just a little bit here, so we're kind of catching higher winds, and even still it's 45. But it wouldn't shock me at all if in some embedded areas throughout this line, we're maybe catching gusts 55, 60 miles an hour. Taking a look at the velocities, not very useful from here due to the fact that the radar is not in a very favorable position. The radar is down here, and the winds are measured towards and away from it. So if the winds are pushing this way, well, you're not really going to get a very good measurement of the push, the surge out. So, we can't really use this very well to estimate those winds right now. Heading a little further south, we can take a look at that batch of storms pushing north and east, and we do get a little bit of a better sense of those. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about here before we analyze that. Taking a look at the big picture, notice this batch of storms lifting northeast as this moves east. Those are kind of combining here. So we are moving more so away from this radar in particular, and you do get a little bit better sense of these winds here. And we're still watching this area for the possibility as well. Maybe some gusts 50 to 60 miles an hour. We're looking pretty low on the radar, so we can get some samples in here. There's 48 miles an hour near Vina. West of Hodges, 46. So we're looking at widespread upper 40s, lower to mid 50s out there, probably right there hugging the threshold, if you will, of severe criteria. Now remember severe criteria, of course, is 58 miles an hour or greater, so we pretty much just round that to 60 more often than not. So wouldn't shock me if we are still seeing these gusts out there. And of course, like I said, some hail is possible, but what we know is the VIL densities, the vertically integrated liquid densities, that's some science lingo for you. Those are trending way down. We're not seeing huge indications of that anymore, but still it wouldn't shock me if we're seeing perhaps some maybe dime-sized hail at the moment, maybe 3/4 inch hail, so maybe up to nickels. But currently, I think the main threat with this is wind, perhaps 50, 55 miles an hour, maybe right up there to severe criteria. I'll do a quick track for you here for this main portion of the line. It's just now coming up into the Shoals metropolitan area, so I'll draw that out for you. We're moving east here at about 50 miles an hour, 45 to 50, give or take here. Pleasant Grove and Oakland's pretty much right on top of you now. It's coming down a torrent out there, Red Rock as well. So Woodland at 820, Hawk Pride 824, Frankfort at 824 as well. New Bethel at 825, Wilson 825, Underwood and Petersville also there at 825, Crooked Oak at 826, Jacksonburg at 826, as well as Belgreen, Sheffield at 828, Glasgow Corner at 828, and Florence, as well as Tuscumbia. You're going to be sitting at right about 828, 829, so let's just go ahead and call it there right around 8:30, a couple minutes before, as that initial push moves on through. Very electrical storms too. Do want to add that even if at exactly your location you're not seeing a 60-mile-an-hour gust, you're still going to get some pretty gusty winds, heavy downpours, and a heck of a lot of lightning with this. We've seen some incredible shots on our cameras of the lightning. Matter of fact, we can take a look at Cherokee camera, or not Cherokee rather, but our UNA camera in Florence. It probably has a very, very nice view looking back into this here of the shelf cloud. It's a little dark now, but you can see a little bit of structure here. There you go. Look at that beautiful, beautiful structure moving in here as it's backlit by the lightning. There you go. That's a good shot. And whenever we see these striations, these incredible shelf clouds, they can tell you a lot about the atmosphere. Right, so you see these upper level pancake deck type striations. that can mean a lot of things, right? And what it's telling me is this is kind of struggling to stay surface-based right now, which is to say I don't know if a lot of these winds are going to translate down and push out 65, 70 mile an hour wind gusts like we were seeing earlier with that huge line of storms that caused so much damage in Lawrence County, caused so much damage in Giles County, and even further east where there were some tornado warnings. This is not a very similar situation. I know they're both linear storms, but they have some very key differences in the environment. Still, though, we're at 71 degrees in Florence, dew point of 66, so that is relatively more favorable for the possibility of that severe weather. So we do have to watch this. Doesn't shock me in the slightest that we do have a severe thunderstorm warning, because I could easily see some gusts still translating down 50, 55, maybe up to 58 miles an hour there, meeting the severe criteria. So we'll keep a close eye on that there. Winds out of the north here in Florence right now, which is another very interesting environmental factor, right, that you have to consider. I'm going to step off here real quick. We'll go back to the radar here in just a moment. But you can continue to see that beautiful, beautiful shelf cloud, kind of ominous looking, especially here at night. I guess I'm a weather nerd, so I'm showing my hand there, but a lot of people might find that rather spooky, that big, ominous shelf there. We're not seeing any rotation, though. I'm not seeing anything hang out of it at the moment here from this perspective, so I think we're in a pretty good spot as far as that's concerned. But here it is. This is that big line of thunderstorms here. This goes until 9:15, so roughly the next hour. It's currently 8:21 here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. So let's call it for the next hour. That'll eventually be moving into Lawrence County, Alabama. Moulton around 9:15, excuse me. Cortland, there around 9:15 as well. Rogersville, Sam, I know you're probably watching this. We'll call it about 9 o'clock, 9:15 as well. So over the next 60 minutes, all you in Colbert County, all you in Lauderdale County, all you in Franklin County, in the western portion of Lawrence County, you're going to get your share of those thunderstorms. So we're watching that right now. I'm not going to stay with you wall to wall like we were earlier with that big line, because I don't think this is the same in the sense of its maximum intensity, and even the tornado potential I think is very much more diminished with this. So I think just a quick update here to keep you updated there with those Shoals updates. Down to Russellville, Phil Campbell, you folks out there, this is your heads up over the next 10 minutes. That's the time frame to watch for this to move on in. So it's 8:21 now. Of course, if any more warnings are issued, I'll be back with you, to keep you updated here. So 8:30 or so, this is moving right into the Shoals. Let's keep an eye on that there. Severe gusts possible, 55 to 60 miles an hour. Perhaps some hail mixed in there, pea size to nickel size. And of course, a heck of a lot of rain and a heck of a lot of lightning. Thanks for joining me here for this forecast update, or this live update rather. Also want to mention we still have that severe watch until 11 in North Alabama. As things evolve, I'll keep you updated.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.